here on the West Coast where we are, the Oscar nominations come on at 5:30 in the morning. So if you're serious about them,
and we are,
you got to get up at 5:30 in the morning to watch them.
And we did.
The problem with that is, at 5:30 in the morning, you really don't have a lot of choices because, you know, later on in the day, they'll air on the Today Show and Good Morning America. But live, you can really only either watch it on E or you watch it on Channel 5 on the Channel 5 Morning News. I chose the Channel 5 Morning News. You chose E.
Well, here's what it was. I woke up at like 5:15. I'm watching the Channel 5 News because there was a male enhancement commercial on E. So,
yeah, sure.
You know, so when E comes on, I'm like, see Juliana Rancic there, which I'm like, oh, great. So I'm like, please no. I'm like lying in bed, please no Ben Lyons, please no Ben Lyons. Oh, it's Ben Lyons.
Yeah, it's never a good time for Ben Lyons, but 5:30 in the morning is way too early.
And he's like, hey guys, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, don't make me reach to that TV and smack the crap out of you, you know?
Yeah, 5:30 in the morning. That is just too early for Ben Lyons.
So here's my problems I had this morning. I know it's 5:30 in the morning. I know people are a little
Yeah.
But do your research, please. And if you're entertainment journalists, you know, please, you know, be, you know, up to par.
Okay.
On Channel 5, Sam Rubin, who I don't have much respect for, he was talking about the Best Picture nominees, and he's like, yeah, all these movies are like little-known movies that no one's really seen, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm pretty sure Benjamin Button's made over $100 million.
I don't think he was just talking about that. I think he was more talking about something like a Slumdog Millionaire, or The Wrestler, or Frost Nixon.
Well, he said the Best Picture nominees no one has seen. That's what he said. So,
well, Tim and I differ because I actually like Sam Rubin. I'm a big fan of his. Tim doesn't like him, so, you know. I mean, I figure if you don't like Sam Rubin and you don't like Ben Lyons, he's certainly the lesser of the two evils.
Well, that's also true because we'll lead into Ben Lyons screwing up. His first one was, he said, he was talking about the Best Picture winner nominees, and he's like, you know, the Academy loves big blockbusters like Titanic and Lord of the Rings and Shakespeare in Love.
Yeah, Shakespeare.
And in my brain, at 5:30 in the morning, I'm like, I'm pretty sure Shakespeare, like, just from memory, I'm pretty sure Shakespeare in Love barely made over $100 million.
And it made the majority of its money after it won. It got the boost after the Oscars.
So I went and looked when I got into the office this morning. It made $100,300,000. And I'm like, really? Like, you an idiot? Like, you know?
Well, we are talking about Ben Lyons.
So then his other one, he made one more. I know I can be here all day. But,
okay, go ahead.
He looked at Juliana Rancic and he's like, oh, in a movie you can relate to, Frost Nixon.
I saw that one.
Because, you know, you preparing for a big interview, I'm like, did he just relate one of the biggest moments in history to an entertainment reporter who's at the bottom of the barrel?
I just thought, in her life, what interview has Juliana Rancic ever stayed up the night before and prepared for?
It hurt my brain. I'm like, oh my... I had to turn it off. I'm like...
If you've ever seen Juliana Rancic on the red carpet, she is about as unprepared as you could possibly be. Yeah, that one, I did get that one. And
it hurt my brain.
That was pretty much the moment that I was done with E, and I just switched to Channel 5 for good.
Went to bed.
So those are the Oscar nominations.
I will not be watching.
We'll be talking more about the Oscars as it gets closer. We'll be blogging about it. I, of course, will be watching the Oscars. For me, Oscar Sunday is like Super Bowl Sunday. I get up, I'm watching the red carpet. I've got special food that I make that day. So if Tim is boycotting, I guess you can look to me for all your Oscar coverage.
I'll get a sign. Here's what I'm going to do. They play it on the East Coast first. And I'll just go to a website and I'll see when they announce.
No, they air the Oscars live.
Oh, is it?
It's the one of the very few shows that we get to see live.
All right, well, traditionally they do the best supporting actors and actresses first.
Early.
So I'll just watch the first, like, I'll skip the monologue.
I think this year, because they know people are waiting for it, they're not going to open with that. You'll have to wait at least like an hour in to get supporting
Okay, well, I'll just YouTube it then. And I'll just look at the results and I'll YouTube the, you know, what I think is...
Okay, moving on from the award-worthy movies, let's talk about the movies that are coming out this week, what we've seen. It's time for Wanna See It. First of all, I understand you saw a movie that we thought maybe we might hear about this morning, but didn't. But
yeah,
you saw it?
Last Chance Harvey. It was Tuesday. I was bored. There was nothing really else to see. I'm like, oh, this sounds like a good movie.
Okay.
It's a good movie.
Wait a minute. You were bored on Tuesday?
Yeah.
You didn't have anything else to do on Tuesday?
Sitting there after we did this whole Obama thing, I'm sitting there like, I'm not watching this crap all day.
Okay.
Like it's just a retread of everything. I'm like, get me the heck out of here.
Okay. Anyways, back to the movie.
Good movie. Good acting. Emma Thompson's great. I've always loved Emma Thompson.
Love Emma Thompson.
James Brolin's in it. He's pretty good,
Okay.
surprisingly. A lot of little parts. One problem I had with it, he's not a likable character. He was a bad father. So he kind of deserved everything that kind of happened to him.
Let me ask you this. Is he completely unlikable, or is he sort of unlikable in the way that House is unlikable on the show?
It's kind of like House.
Okay.
Where he's clever, and he's like, he could talk to people, and he's, like, bantering.
Okay.
But Emma Thompson is the more likable of the two characters.
Yeah.
So you're kind of rooting for her.
Okay.
So it should have been called Last Chance, whatever. I forgot her name of her character.
Okay.
It was like, Susan or something.
Well, I will certainly put that on my list. It's already on my list. I'll move it closer to the top.
I did see another movie, though. It's not
Okay.
this year, but a good recommendation. My friend emailed this to me. It's called Dedication.
Mm-hmm.
I forget the name of the actor. This is embarrassing. I think he's in Watchmen coming up.
Okay.
Dr. Manhattan. I forget his name. This is embarrassing. Anyway,
really is.
Mandy Moore's in it, which kind of like,
I don't know.
but Tom Wilkinson's in it. It's about this group of these two guys that write and draw children's books, and one guy dies, and Mandy Moore has to come in and help the other guy finish the story.
Okay.
And it's a really good movie. It's directed by Justin Theroux.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Who wrote Tropic Thunder, and he's doing Iron Man 2.
Sure.
So if that's a reason to see it by itself.
Okay.
So it's a good little movie for you to see.
Well, from the movies already open to movies coming this week, it's again, January is just the funeral time for movies. Opening this week, the two big ones are Inkheart with Brendan Fraser. It's a fantasy movie where the book comes to life and he has to go in and go through an adventure, and pretty much you've sort of seen this sort of thing before. I don't think it'll be anything new. It does visually look very appealing. Paul Bettany's in it, and I'm a big fan of his. He does a lot of good work. It's something I think you could totally wait for DVD or even for cable to see, though.
Okay.
Underworld 3. Now, I know you like the Underworld franchise, mainly because you like Kate Beckinsale, but I know you do enjoy those movies, so are you going to go check it out?
No. This story, part 3, was actually told in the second movie.
I thought it was from the first one.
No. I do believe it was the second one.
Oh, I thought isn't this the story of how the war begins between the vampires and the werewolves?
Yeah.
I thought that she told him that story in the first movie.
It was kind of more told in the second one, I do believe, too.
Okay. Well, anyways, it's a
But we know the whole story. The whole story was told in these movies. Now we're just going to get a glimpse of it. We get a glimpse of it in this one, and now they bring it out for this whole movie. And it's like, if I know everything that's going to happen, I'm not going to spend like $11 to go see this,
That's true, because you know where it's all leading.
Yeah.
So.
Video, I will catch it on video because I do like Rona Mitra, so.
And, obviously if those don't sound appealing to you, all the award movies this is the time where they start really opening in larger release. Some smaller movies you haven't seen yet, like The Wrestler, Frost Nixon, those are really starting to open wide, so you'll be able to catch them at a theater that's closer to your house, probably.
Yeah. So if we see one movie this weekend, what are you going to see?
I'm thinking about, despite Tim's recommendations, I'm thinking about seeing Benjamin Button. I'm not saying I'm not going to see The Wrestler. I'm just saying for this weekend, I'm in the mood to see Benjamin Button. I'm going to kidnap
you and make you see this.
I'm going to see The Wrestler. I love wrestling. That's not, hey, I'm going to watch wrestling this weekend. That's not a surprise. I'm just saying, if my choice right now is between Brad Pitt and Mickey Rourke, obviously,
I'll give you.
I'm a woman. I'm gonna choose Brad Pitt.
I will give you that one. I'm gonna see Frost Nixon. I've wanted to see it for a month, so finally I'm gonna get my chance to see it, and I'll be able to see 2 Best Picture nominees. And I will
you and Juliana Rancic preparing for a big interview.
I'm preparing, so there you go.